Right.
There we go. Nice and cozy.
We like it.
It looks like it's not seeing much, but it sees that poster of Dracula.
I love
Maybe they just love each other.
Right.
Maybe they just want to be close to each other and cuddle because they love each other.
I'm sorry, I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I want to count us in.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom, all you spiders of the fucking interwebs. Welcome to Necro Electric. I'm your host, Sean D. Skellington. All of our mics are fucked up because Bliss Fire Reiki was in here moving shit around.
They were invited here, so.
I'm your host, Sean D. Skellington. This is my blue-eyed beast, Kylie. And after her 1 week stint in Azkaban,
2,
and her other week in Betty Ford Clinic, Jordan has returned, the sorceress of the sound mixer.
Hello.
Jordan Buttcheek.
It feels good to be back. It's not the first time I've heard that.
Today's a special day. We've got some cool guests.
From
Goddis Oddities.
Goddis.
Goddis Oddities.
Goddity Oddity.
I just call him Jon. We got Jon and Candice.
Yay.
Yeah, he just had a stroke. It's okay. Are you okay, buddy? You all right?
It was the monster.
Flustered.
It was just taking over.
I was watching Candice slam Red Bulls. Fuck me up.
I did. I had an 8 ounce, and I was like, waste not, want not, and I had this. So
I just don't know how you guys do it. I don't like energy drinks at all. It's as soon as even just a couple of sips and I'm like, I can feel my whole body vibrating. Am I vibrating? And
Do you drink coffee?
Yeah, but it's not strong coffee. It's not, the kind that my in-laws drink.
And sugar and everything.
Oh
too.
yeah, I like a little coffee with my creamer. So
I'm the same way. I just douse it in sugar. Dude,
Black.
yeah. Ooh.
She's the Red Bull, sugar everything, candy everything. I'm actually doing better. I'm cutting back, so hopefully.
I have a stash on the side of the bed, and I'm always like,
Nice.
Before we get too deep into it, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We do this for you, do it for us. And since it's your first time here, you guys got to do Who the Hell Are You?
Who the hell are you?
Ladies first.
Okay.
So, warlock, witch, werewolf, vampire, or monster hunter?
Vampire, hands down.
100% all right.
All right. Question 2. What kind of porn do you watch?
Whatever's on Pornhub.
Whatever's on.
Videos just to let me see.
Are you a first pager or do you like scan to the other pages?
Well, yeah. You know that happens. You're just like,
I was wondering if you're like, first video, let's go.
Let's just see what's on today.
I peruse through until I find
That's new news to me.
whatever.
Free gaming.
There's cameras in our house. These are lies.
What about you, Jon?
Well, I'm a mechanic, so
Mechanic porn?
Well, no, I wish, but they don't make that anymore.
Like naughty customer shows up with broken car?
A lot of dirty truck drivers like to send me what ifs and whatnot, so whatever they send me, I'll open up and be like, oh, yeah, that's cool, interesting, boom. But
And it's always that weird moan that.
yeah.
Is it like lot lizard stuff? Is that what we're watching?
Oh,
What the
no,
fuck's a lot
no.
lizard?
Wow. No,
I don't know what a lot lizard
not
is.
real porn.
How do you know what it is? Everyone's face when you said that was like, what the fuck? What is
Well, he said truck drivers.
No, you're right. I would see why you put that there, but
I just got this picture of a woman who she's got scales all over and she's like a reptilian. She's like, hey baby, you want some sex?
Sure.
Is it what the list said?
I was raised by bikers, and when they're not being bikers, a lot of them are truck drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot lizard, for those who don't know,
Yeah.
is when you pull into a kind of out of the way gas station where they have showers and, you know, everybody sleeps overnight. There tends to be some ladies of the night that kind of walk around and knock on the doors of the trucks and
call them lot lizards.
Yeah, because they're in the parking lot.
Oh,
it's at every pilot, every Flying J and Loves near you.
I mean, look, you know, I don't.
Buc-ee's now.
I don't have a problem. Like, you know, if people want to be sex workers and that's a legitimate thing and it makes the money, cool. But that just seems super unsanitary to me. It's just like, I don't know if I would. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Because they just like slide.
Like the fact that they're going truck to truck, or they're just in general lot lizards?
No, that they're going from truck to truck, I guess. I don't know.
What do they do? They like knock on?
I mean, trucker parking lots or trucker gas stations are notoriously just kind of like, you know, unless it is the Buc-ee's, and that one's just nice.
Yeah.
So.
They got some upscale lizards, that one.
Yeah, they do.
Do they pull like the New Orleans, like, throw, like to get the guy's attention? No.
They bring you a brisket sandwich.
I'll pay you with a Buc-ee shirt.
Use your shower card.
True story though, my dad was a truck driver his whole life. So yeah, he told me some really crazy story about lot lizards.
That's funny.
Because of course he wasn't going to say the other version to his young kid.
To a kid that would sound like fun though. Oh, you met some lot lizards?
I know.
Awesome.
There's lizards at the truck stop. I want to play.
Yeah.
He's like, no, not that kind of play.
And third question, where are you guys from?
I'm from Waco.
Waconian.
Yeah, I've left, but Waco has a thing about pulling people back when you leave. So yeah, back here in Waco. I'm staying in Waco forever, maybe.
Stay here forever. We're gonna stay forever.
I want to win. I want to win the lottery, so I can just build my own compound.
Everybody
and,
wants
to
lock
go.
everybody out.
It's the new
That's what I want to do. I want all those like little bitty cabins people are making out of like the storage buildings or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty cool.
Yes, underground. It has to be underground. Like,
You need like
secret.
hobbits.
Huh?
You like cool little hobbits.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah,
we're
we
short
are.
enough for
we
it.
are. It fits. It totally fits.
I'm originally from Houston. I moved here a little over 20-something years ago. I've been in Lorena ever since.
Nice.
I guess I should have said Lorena, but like,
Well, Waco, Lorena.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
and like another guy that y'all had on, he was talking about like Waco High and stuff, and I went to Waco High, and I was like, I know that guy.
Everybody knows
Everybody knows
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Well, it's like saying you live in Dallas, unless you are actually living, you know, people who live in Dallas are like, oh, what part of Dallas? And they'll say, you know, Plano, Richardson, you know, whatever.
Irving,
But if you don't
something
live
like that.
there, just say Dallas. Because if you try to explain it, people are like, oh, okay, cool. You know, that doesn't.
Yeah.
So if you aren't from Waco and you're like, oh, yeah, I live in Lorena, and they're like, oh, okay. But if you just say Waco, oh, okay, I know where that is. Chip and Joanna, right?
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I say
That,
Lorena.
yeah.
I'd rather them go, oh yeah, okay, and then walk away instead of having to hear my opinions of the two. So, you know,
And then they
can we
asked-
go back to the Branch Davidians?
I know that's
so
what
much
they asked
better than Chip
about.
and Joanne, really.
I get both.
But as somebody who is from Waco, would you rather somebody say, oh, where Magnolia is, or oh, where the compound was?
Yeah, because it wasn't even in Waco, but it was in McLennan County.
Right, but
So
people associated, you know, David Koresh with Waco for so long. So I think I would prefer. I mean, as a you know, true crime junkie, I'd be like, yeah, that's where the compound was for sure.
I'm a true crime junkie too.
Yeah, it's bad.
She likes the kid ones where the kids die.
No, I don't, Sean.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever seen Billy's Balloon?
No.
Billy's Balloon. It sounds like it.
My goodness. So it's this guy, he makes these really awesome videos. They're all kind of gruesome. But like, you know how like little kids, like you always like see them like in the park with like a balloon, and the balloons start attacking the kids.
Fuck.
Like they grab them like by the leg and pull them up in the air. And then like you see like one kid's looking at another and he's like, hey, like they're waving to each other. And then the balloon drops him and then goes back, picks him up. And like eventually by the end of the sketch, because it is all like drawings, at the end of the sketch, like all the balloons are attacking all the kids and they're just dragging them across the screen and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Look it up, Billy's Balloons.
So
We'll
look
look it
for
up.
that.
Yes. I missed a lot of things Star Wars wise, but like E-Bomb's World and all that, like Foamy the Squirrel.
I remember E-Bomb's World.
Dude, yes.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
They're going to have us looking everything back up. Our childhood memories.
Memories. Johnny the homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
Well, they just released Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, and I've been watching it, and it's so cool, but at the same time, it's so frustrating because you're like, who the fuck did it? Who did it?
But is it good?
It is really good, actually,
okay,
and it's creepy, but it's kind of sad because these people are looking for answers and they're not getting answers, but
you never find out who it is.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if I can watch
It's not just
that.
a clever name.
I don't watch them.
No. Although last night they had it was a episode about aliens, and it made me giggle because I was like, I guess I understand why they would say it's an unsolved mystery, but it was something that happened back in the late 60s, and all of these people are like, it changed my life forever, and I'm like, well, okay, that's cool and everything, but
hoorah.
Yeah.
All right, so if you guys don't know, they own Goddis Oddities. How'd you guys get that started?
I've always kind of been into the weird and the dead and making things beautiful. Didn't really come to be a business from about 5 years ago when people started asking me, hey, how much for this? Hey, how much for that? And like anybody starting out that, we just want to gift it. Like, here, man, you want it, you can have it. It's been on my shelf for like 3 years,
Yeah.
But we just kind of acquired more stuff through the more friends that we got. And they're like, hey, we can get this, we can get that, we can do this, we can do that. And just started making art out of it. People got to have it. It's actually a big field. I didn't really know that until about
So people are like, hey, I have this really big skull. Do you want it?
Pretty much.
I had one dropped off at the house yesterday.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was like, I've had this forever, and I meant to bring it by. Here you go.
That's
It's
awesome.
missing some teeth. I'm like,
Do you ask where they acquire these things?
No. I mean,
No, you never asked that.
I don't want to know.
We're big animal lovers, and we help with the wildlife. So, what don't make it, I'll take home and clean it, beautify it, and give back anything.
Give it
that
a
we do
second
on our
life,
lives.
right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like the idea, even though it's something that's passed away, it can still be turned into art. It can still be brought to life and still continue to create some kind of inspiration with somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm crafty, like Miss Kylie over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, he would come home and I would have all sorts of stuff done. And he's like, okay, keep doing it.
And we feature a lot of it at Skellington Curiosities. Shameless plug.
Is it mostly animal skulls? Because I know, were you the ones that donated or in the curio cabinet the crazy woman's half skull or whatever?
Yes.
Was that you guys?
The one from
Esther.
Yes,
Yeah,
Esther
from
from New Orleans.
Yeah, I just got into the human aspect of it about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Make sure all the laws and everything are legit on it before you just go and getting human things. Did you get this? Kind of, we're over
Don't
cemetery.
They're like, we got an unsolved mystery.
It will stay a mystery. But
Yeah.
no, legit. We're involved in a bunch of underground, even on Facebook, but mostly a bunch of underground forums, and we talk to other collectors and other estate sale jumpers, and we want to get the most out of the oddities that we get that actually have a story. And that's how we found Esther. It was wrapped up within a box, and found the skull. And before I got the story of it, I was like, it's just a half partial human, no big deal. I got plenty of big ones. So I gave it to Kylie, let her do her mastermind crafting and
Grew some crystals on it.
and didn't even think anything of it. Then bought a crystal bed from our friend Trish and stuck it on there. And so I was cleaning everything up and I saw the paper and everything that was with it. And I was like, oh, shit. This thing's a legit piece and it's got a story like they all do. Just didn't really pay attention. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's all about beautifying. It's going to be a cool thing. So brought everything up here. She's got her picture up there.
Yeah.
Used to hold the skull, I guess you could say. There's a little clip of the article from what happened to her, where she's from, and
she's from like the 1880s or something, right? Yeah,
1800s.
it's crazy.
Back when mental illness was like oh, you're mental? Go live over there.
Yeah.
Or they put you,
make it work.
they put you in the insane asylum for, having anxiety or being upset with your husband. Oh, you don't like my decision? Off to the asylum with you. And you're like, oh,
Scramble your brains
cool.
real quick.
That's right.
Yeah.
Lobotomies, they do that.
Simpler times.
Although after seeing how Kylie crystallizes all the bones, I've decided that I want my skull crystallized. The rest of me can be cremated, but I want my skull crystallized, and I want it on the mantle so that everybody can see me when they come in. They'll be like,
Really cool.
yeah.
Can you do that?
Probably.
Well, you can. There's legal things you got to do, and I'm actually
I'll
in
do
one
it.
right now, so we'll see how it goes.
Because if he goes before me, I want his skull on my mantle, right by me. I don't know how his mom's gonna feel about this, but
She'll love it. Hopefully, she'll be gone before then. That way, you don't have to fight her.
Look,
Sorry, Mom.
if I put it in my will, isn't it something that they
That's what I was going to
automatically have to do?
Well, you'll have to will
legality.
it. You'll have to get with the funeral director that'll do it because it can't just cut your head off, give it to somebody.
Yeah.
You'll have to have an attorney. It's going to cost a little bit of money to get you there, but
Drop you off at the taxidermy process.
I know.
It's literally gonna cost you an arm or a leg.
Yeah, that's really super interesting. I guess in my mind, I mean, I know there's a lot of legalities that go with it. I just didn't realize how in depth it was. I guess it's not too in depth, but enough to where you can't just go taking skulls from wherever you want and crystallizing them.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they got a lot of laws. You can't bury even your own family on your property without a permit, right?
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Remember that?
True.
Don't worry about it.
we got 5 acres. We'll start a skeleton spot. Come on.
Skellington family.
If I go missing,
I'll have a permit.
I'll be on the case. I'll be on it. I've
be
watched
on that
enough.
mystery.
I'll be on
solve
it.
it.
I'll be your film crew. Got you.
Getting back to we're pretty much into anything and everything. I got a bunch of friends that own mortuaries and little, I guess you could say, hot spots for funeral directory. It's not really a funeral home, but they'll take in bodies, do the cremations and stuff for other funeral homes. And I get all their medical tools when they're done with it. I get all their whatevers. Sell them.
That's awesome.
So I'm guessing that's how you inherited the hearse and the casket.
Well,
Yeah, I was okay. So if you guys don't know, couple goals right here. They have his and her hearses.
yeah.
They're so cute.
Well, very long story short, the funeral home business and all that's been a part of my life growing up, and started off with a 92 Chevy S10 pickup, bagged, shaved, put a big old topper on it, land new bars, lamps, all that stuff, and drug around a casket trailer for almost 3 years. And then we picked up our first hearse about 3 or 4 years ago. That was Daisy. Got it from a real good friend of ours. Some things didn't work out on that. I always wanted an older one, like the boxes, the 60s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
Sinister looking ones.
Yeah. Well, I just started getting online of these hearse lovers pages on Facebook, and some of these other pages are on, they're like underground to fetlife.com. There's people that hide their work on that router, I guess you could say.
You can buy porn there too.
Yeah, it is a fetish site. So if you're at work and you're looking up what I'm telling you, it is a fetish site. There's more forms hidden beneath those, because Facebook likes to
Be careful. It's
track.
like a porn.
Might get sidetracked.
So I got tagged into this post about this old hearse and got to talking to a lady, picked it up, had it shipped here, and we've had that one for a little over a year. Same situation on Candices. We just, on Facebook one day, got tagged in within 6 seconds of a hearse that was 2 hours away.
Yeah. In Dallas.
Yeah, young lady needed some help, and she wanted somebody to get the car that was really going to take care of it. And after talking to her for a while, and we got the car and got to talk to a long life musical fan of mine.
I told you about this.
Yeah.
I'm like a huge fan of the Chameleons. Mark Burgess is like my guy, and it just so happens to be
His fiance.
her fiance.
That's so funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Small world.
Yeah.
He
That's
sent
awesome.
John, and it was from England because he's still stuck over there because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my God, Queen Elizabeth's on the thing. what is this? And he was like, that's got to be my record. So I opened it and he signed it for John.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Vinyl,
That is so cool.
Like one of the big
Shout
ones.
out.
Yeah,
I know, right? Thanks, Mark.
Yeah,
But no,
appreciate it.
the girl that had the car before me, she's so in love with it. So anything that happens to it, anything that we do with it, I take pictures and I send them to her. And I take videos and
That's
I send them
awesome.
to her. Or I'll call her on Facebook and be like, "It's running, bitch!" It's running.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
We're the casket people of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're the hearse people of the town, and yeah.
They call us the casket people. All of our neighbors.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got nicknames. Like there's the.
Real quick, do we have time for an ad?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this episode is brought to you by Skellington Curiosities. Skellington Curiosities is the only curiosities and oddities shop in Waco, Texas, full of clothing, lingerie, accessories, oddities, and everyday curiosities. A spooky vibe 365. Visit us online at skellingtoncuriosities.com.
Boom.
Yes.
Every Thursday, noon to 3, we have Bliss Fire Reiki doing Reiki.
Fire Reiki.
Reiki.
It's like you're raking it in.
Bliss Fire Reiki doing tarot card readings
Yes. It's awesome. In our new tarot room.
in our new mystic room.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yes.
And they're awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty
They're
cool.
great.
They're awesome. Her son read me some cards. He like, saw everything. I was like, oh, too close, man. You know too much. Oh no.
Yeah, a lot of people know you guys. The other day, because I always travel around town grabbing like old furniture and just random shit that I paint on.
Yeah.
And I went to some dude's house the other day, and he was like, "Whoa, it's you!" And I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's
Because he came out, he was like way the fuck out there, like in Robinson, and the dude had like a fucking Crocodile Dundee knife and shit on him. You know, you could tell he was like weary of
Right.
having people come on his property.
Yeah.
And he comes around the house and shit. He's like, "Oh, whoa, it's you, man." And he goes, "I see you on Gotti's Facebook page sometimes." And then I watch the show. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Give me my table.
Word gets around.
Yeah.
We are well known, but I think it's more for the stuff that we do, because we do a lot of benefits, and then we try to do what we can for the wildlife. And then I mean, we both have had instances where we've had somebody take their life. So we every time, like y'all do an expo, half of our proceeds or whatever we make goes straight to different areas.
That's amazing.
That's
Yes.
great.
Mhm.
And then, of course, I'll be there on the 3rd because they're actually doing the Out of the Darkness walk. I think it's still in the same place it was last year, but they moved it to October 3rd due to COVID.
Yeah.
But I'll be there.
Count us in.
I'll be
go.
there. For my buddy Adam, I'll be wearing a bright green shirt.
Nice.
And I guess I'll have to borrow Jordan's earrings.
Yeah.
I have the alien ones too that
Yeah.
you can also borrow.
Those are sick.
But yeah, she's right. That's mostly what we're about. I mean, we're all about giving back to the community, helping the community, and we do a lot of donations, a lot of charities.
You guys also
Local
like
marshes.
restore and clean up graveyards and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We had one lady contact us, and she had a certain family member that was buried in. It's kind of like a military.
It's Fletcher Cemetery off 77.
Yes. And she contacted us and was like, "This looks awful. I can't get through any of this stuff. Would you guys mind?" And he was like, "Load up. We're going." We threw everything in the car and we went and cleaned it up. And then she sent us a card in the mail with a gift card to Roadhouse. She knows my heart.
Aw, that's
So-
sweet.
That's great.
Her name's Valerie, and she's
Yeah.
got family all over. So I've caught her and her husband in the Lorena Cemetery a few times with her past ones over there. And that's the one we actually, we're board members on. We actually run and help secure the grounds and everything and perpetual care and all that for our town, Lorena Cemetery. But there's an app called Find a Grave.
Find a grave.
So we do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're all over the place. If
Wow.
we go anywhere, and we get pings on our phone saying, "Hey, this cemetery has photo requests for so and so," and we'll
take the
fulfill
kids
them.
out there.
That's
Just get a
awesome.
name. I'm like, you look for Bill. You look for
Yeah.
Suzanne. and I'll look for Jameson. I don't know.
I've been doing that for about 7 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
We've just always been that way.
That's really cool.
It is because, you know, especially with like COVID and stuff, I'm sure it's making people miss like certain loved ones that are gone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And for some of the older folks, they definitely don't need to be out right now. So you can easily just go in, and if you know the name of the cemetery and you know the person's information, it'll pull up.
Oh, that's cool.
And if there's no pictures there, you can request that be done.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I literally got one yesterday for Calvary or whatever, but we always make it like a family thing. The kids love that.
Well, I think it's cool that you normalize it, you know, because for a lot of people, it's so hush hush, and the idea of like death and everything is just very taboo still. And to me, I'm like, I would much rather my kids feel comfortable about the idea than just be totally either scared of it or afraid of it. So especially hard, like with working with the skulls and trying to make something beautiful out of it, just kind of, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, my kids
Well,
are
if
all
your
for
head's
it.
going to be sitting on a mantle, they better be used to it.
Might be in the curio cabinet.
Yeah.
Description. Necro Electric, episode 30 to whatever.
Exactly, yes.
Coming back to this, check it out.
Yeah, I've always loved graveyards. When I was in my early 20s, I was playing in bands and stuff, and we would go to graveyards like in Fremont, California, because they have one that's right in the middle of a housing tract. It's fucking super weird when you're on mission. You like drive, it's just all these townhouses and like housing developments, and then there's like a little stone wall that looks like all fucked up, and then you go through the little archway, and then there's just a random graveyard in the middle. And I was like, oh, music video here. And then we were out there like playing and stuff. Trying to guerrilla make that video real quick.
Yeah.
And there were people like visiting and stuff. And then one lady came over. She was hella bitching at us. Like, oh, this is disrespectful. Like, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, yeah, whatever. And then some dude's like, hey, my dad loved heavy metal. Come over here by his. And then he let me put my leg up on the headstone and stuff. He's like, my dad would love this if you do this. I was like,
that's
you made that dude's life.
That's
No
awesome.
lie.
Yeah.
You made that dude's life.
That's awesome.
So shout out to Dark and Fluid, the band.
I don't know about anybody else, but I will take a cemetery over Walmart any day. Walmart's crazy right now.
It's definitely nicer.
It's quieter.
It's quieter. You don't got to worry about, wearing.
Inhaling your own
Yeah.
breath. Yeah.
So, as people who deal in the business of death, do you ever experience anything like scary or creepy, or have you ever had like an experience? Because I mean, I don't know if you believe in that kind of stuff, but as somebody who is a believer in the other side, I feel like you would, if you're open to that, you would maybe have those experiences.
Well, what I would say, I mean, I guess can't. we believe in that as well, but I don't manifest things. I don't believe in spirits being trapped in things and haunting you because you have that object. I think that's a mind thing. I mean, it could possibly be, but as far as having something kind of eerie or anything, like if I'm holding someone's skull and the cranium of it's bashed in, you think, man, this person could have been murdered. And then you get that eerie, like, damn feeling.
Yeah.
Well, it's a weird thing to think like some lady died like in the 1800s, and then like for her to think like, oh, okay, in 2020, John's gonna be holding my head. You know what I mean? Like,
Part of my head.
There it goes.
Like we were saying, some of these things that I find at the estate sales, they're medical people owned them. Medical personnel or physicians or whatever. I mean, they're going to have the paperwork on it. They're going to have their identities. Because it was a medical field thing. They're not going to have a skull. But we've got Viago, and that's an actual corpse. And his story is he was 27 when he was hung and entombed for the longest time and misidentified. And they pulled him out, and the medical guy was like, "Man, I'm keeping this thing." And he's been dissected. Apparently, he was a full human. And he was dissected all the way up to half the torso. So
Wow.
And we've brought him out a few times. People are like, "Oh, it's not real." I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I got paperwork on this thing. Yeah. He is plaster size, so he looks more plastic than anything else.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you pull him out, he smells like an old leather saddle. That's pretty cool looking.
Oh,
Cool.
If you look at it, you're like, oh, this is eerie and weird, and you would think it would be haunted, but honestly, it looks very comfortable in my corner at home. The kids don't. It doesn't bother the kids. Nothing. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I believe in like being spiritual and being open to the other side and things like that. I do have sensitivities to different things, so we might go to like an antique shop or, like he said, like a estate sale, and you'll just pick up this picture and feel like, oh, I need to take that with me. And he'll be like, why the hell do you need some random picture from like the 1830s? And I'm like, I just feel like it needs to come home with me.
Yeah.
She's more of an empath than anything else. I mean, she could see an image or something and, just be like upset. She'd come around the corner and she'd be like, oh, what the hell's wrong with you now? We would just, what? She'd look, it's there. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, well, you do know that's a postmortem. That baby is dead. So sure, come on.
Yeah.
Real quick, we got time for an ad.
Yes, this episode is also brought to you by Dark and Jury Clothing. Watch how this is done, Scoob. Dark and Jury. Dark and Jury is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Jury has quickly gained a following amongst fans of the occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest, darkandjuryclothing.com.
Yes.
I watched him butcher that, and I was like, you tried, man.
She was just cringing.
I know. I was like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, our next day off, she finds weird stuff too. Like we'll go out and go to some of these weird antique shops around here and out in the middle of nowhere. She found a hooker permit last time.
It's a framed
permit.
photo of a lady with a license to prostitute.
Wow.
I wanted to, and
That
then
shit
we did.
sells.
Like, is that like bordello kind of stuff? Like back in the day?
It was like a Texas, like, it's like a Texas license to hoe.
To prostitute.
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh.
Yeah.
It had her
I didn't get
picture
one of
and everything.
those.
She was like, she's
it.
old school.
I know. I want to. We're gonna go back and get it.
You'd be
I love it.
surprised. Some of the crap some of these people come up with on these
I just
forums.
thought it was so cool. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. Things were very different back then.
Yeah.
They are now. Very different.
Yeah, well,
Things are more private now than they were back in the day, that's for sure.
especially people who had like brothels and whore houses or whatever. Like, I wonder if they all
Sex worker houses.
Yes, sex worker houses. If they all had to be like, you got to have a license to work in this here whorehouse, darling. And you're like, all right, I'll go out and get my license to be a hooker.
I just found the clip.
Permit?
How do you get the permit? Do you have to like?
I'm sure you go down to the city hall and you ask. I don't know. He's probably your uncle at the time. I'm gonna start whoring. I knew it. Here, 50 cents. Can I come back?
Family discount.
If they had like a certificate for it, like did they do like punch holes in it, like for each time you show up? You get, like the fifth
one's free.
We'll have to inspect this thing once we pick it up.
Yeah,
bring it
I know.
I mean,
back.
it's good business. Yeah,
Good business.
not for me, with somebody else.
What if they die?
Yeah.
Who's taking up the card then?
Whoever owns the bordello.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I mean,
I don't like him.
It's like a liquor license. Just transfers.
Well, I do feel like I need to set the record straight. So Sean has been smearing my
Spreading
name
rumors.
through the mud, telling people why I was out.
Oscar was pleading.
Yeah,
with her.
no, no.
Let Jordan get her word in.
So I was the day after Father's Day, I was feeling really sick. And at first I thought, I'm just feeling run down. I've had a long weekend, whatever. And it just kept getting worse to the point where I was coughing and I couldn't breathe and my chest was hurting and I had all these flu-like symptoms and my head was constantly hurting. And I was like, I don't really know how I would have gotten exposed, but I should go get tested. And I would not recommend that. It was painful to me. And I don't know if the guy was in a hurry or if he just didn't know what he was doing, but he did both nostrils. And when he got to this nostril, I felt like he just like jammed it up there and then just swirled it around. And I was like, oh my God. And I tried so hard to not cry in front of this dude, but my eyes were watering and he was like telling me all this information. I didn't hear what he said because I was just like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And he left and went inside the building and I just started sobbing.
Oh my God,
It
that's
was
awful.
It was very painful. And so, I went home and I've been quarantined this whole time. Like I haven't been able to like hug my kids. I haven't been able to do anything. And I've just been so sick. And so, so I was quarantined for, 10 days and they finally got back to me. It took 7 days for them to get the test back to me. And they sent it in a text message. They didn't call me. They sent it in a text message to say that I was negative, which I was relieved for. But I was like, it took a week for you to tell me in a text message that it was negative. Like, how long did you hold on to my test? Yeah. But from what I understood, that place, which is actually no longer giving tests because they didn't have the funding for supplies. Thanks, government. They were just incredibly backed up. So you have not only do you have people who are sick getting tested, you have people who are healthy that are getting tested and they're like, I might have been exposed or I have to get this test done.
Tested.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where, I'm grateful that people are going to get tested because they think that they're exposed. But at the same time, it's like the people who are scared that they're going to like suffocate in their sleep and are like super worried that they might have given it to their family. Maybe you should do those tests first. You know what I'm saying? Because there were I had several nights of insomnia where I just could not breathe and I would just sit up and I'm like, I'm going to have to drive myself to the hospital. Like I don't know what's happening. And I would like wake up thinking that I was, I would have dreams about like suffocating in my sleep or something like that. So
sounds metal as fuck.
Yeah, no. I'm glad I was negative, but it just was not fun. And negative. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Because so they jabbed you with this long.
It's the same thing, the same kind of swab that they do for the flu, and it's literally like this long, and you feel it like way the hell here.
Well, and that's what the guy said.
Because it hurts so bad.
Shout out to this guy. I mean, he was like severely overweight, and he's like. Sweat is just pouring down his face, and he's got this like the little things that the I don't know what they're called, the covers that they put on. It was like halfway on. Yeah, he was severely behind, I guess, and so he just was like jamming it up there, and I was like, holy shit. So if that's a deterrent,
did he low key give you a lobotomy?
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Oh my god,
I didn't remember anything for a few days.
So if there was a reason to wear a mask, it's that reason. Yeah. You don't want to get tested. It's not fun. It's not fun.
Jeez. Wow.
So. I was not on a bender. I was not doing drugs. I was not drinking alcohol. I was very sick in my bed.
I thought you were in jail for stabbing. I was going to ask, but I was like, no, I'm going to be nice.
He said Alcatraz on one of the other ones.
Alcatraz.
Azkaban.
Azkaban.
It's a prison for wizards.
Yeah. There you go. You got it.
I also said she got in a knife fight behind Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
That is hood, girl.
I've wanted to. There's been a lot of times in the past couple of weeks that I've wanted to stab people, but I haven't, and I feel like I deserve a medal for the amount of composure that I've had about not stabbing people.
Oh, that's great.
Well, we're getting to the midnight hour here.
Oh man, that was quick.
It goes by so fast.
Quick. So, also, Jon does photography. They do a lot of art.
Candice does photography.
Does a lot of crafts. They does a lot of things.
Yeah.
We'll also do music.
Music? Oh, yeah, music.
Mm-hmm. It's all She runs my oddity stuff while I'm at work, and she does the photography stuff for me, and I do all the editing and sending off, and we do all the charities back and forth, and every time somebody drops off a casket, it's real quick. We donate it to those who need it,
and they went fast too. The last 3 that we had.
I mean, people are passing away, and not a lot of them have any money at all, and they don't have plans or anything. But
so if people want to check out you guys' art or contact you guys or whatever, where do they find you?
Well, I'm actually going to have some of my art here next month.
Featured artist of the month.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
August.
It's just a bunch of pencil stuff. I'm really not that big into it. I might start doodling again, but we run a pretty tight ship. We got quite a few kids and chickens and dogs and a lot of property and pools that need to be tended to. But when it comes to the oddity side of it, I've always got animals I'm flipping around in the buckets outside. So
what's your guys' Instagram handles?
Jon Goddi is mine.
I'm so bad. I'm on Instagram, but I don't really use it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were on it. I didn't think you were.
She's like, there's
I
no
was like,
porn
I
on
couldn't
here.
find her, so.
Like every now and then, like, Instagram will send me like a thing, like a notification, like you haven't been on in a while. You should and so I'll just like go through my stuff and find like the one recent picture that I have, and like,
Yeah.
there you go.
She's always writing songs and helping other people with their music and lyrics, and so she's always busy on other forms. And Instagram really hasn't been her ordeal, I guess.
Forte, I'm addicted to freaking TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Me
It's
too.
addicting.
I originally got on it because the content on Facebook was just so effing negative.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wanted to be watching some stuff that was going to make me laugh and like bring me up.
Yeah,
And
this bitch would
TikTok.
stay
And so-
outside all night. If I text her at 11 o'clock, come to bed.
he came out the back door, and I wasn't on TikTok. I was using some music stuff that I have on my phone, and he was like, "Bitch, it's 4 o'clock in the morning." I was like, "It's 4?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Frick,
She's
man,
out
I
there
was
singing
writing
and
you a song."
flossing.
I know, right?
As somebody who makes content for TikTok, I can say that it's very addicting. It's bad.
Go
It's
find
real
Jordan
bad.
on TikTok.
But it taught me something, though. It's okay. I've never thought of this. I didn't know that they did it in these new cars. So if you go and pull your sunscreen
Sun
visor
visor, yeah.
down and unclick it from where it's hanging,
Yeah.
if you pull it out, it extends out so that you can flip it this way to block the sun this way.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even know if my car has that.
I've had this car for years, and I had no idea until freaking TikTok.
Life hack.
Shout out.
Yes. And then people are doing like 80s music challenges, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, challenge accepted.
This my jam.
Yeah, so I did it. John was like, he caught me. I'm over by the pool, like, don't stop
Yeah.
believing.
I'm watering the garden. I'm like,
In the background.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of fun, and I've seen a lot of funny stuff on there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of grandmas and stuff on there.
a lot of
Yeah.
police officers, a lot of
A lot
firemen.
of police officers. But one of my favorites right now is this girl named Stephanie. Her friend's always like, "Hey, Stephanie, what happened today?" And just the way she explains and walks through her day and describes it, it's insane. It's the best.
Shout out to
I'm gonna have to
Stephanie.
find that.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely.
Yes, I am. And there's a girl, you were talking about the whole crime stuff. So I've been trying to learn how to do makeup better. And so there's a girl on Facebook, and I think she's got a YouTube as well.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Me
She
too.
does her makeup while she's telling you a story, a true crime story about,
Yeah.
stuff from way.
It's called like Makeup and Murder or something like that.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's like, and I'm like, I feel bad because I'm supposed to be looking at the like makeup, right? And I'm like, oh, that's a cool tattoo.
She's a tattoo hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. True. Collector.
Yeah.
All right, we got some time for shout outs.
Shout out to my mom. She was really the MVP while I was sick because she would bring me food and she took care of my kids and
Nice.
anything that I needed, she brought me. And so I felt really bad the whole time because I was like, oh, I hate that you're doing this for me. But, she always did it with a smile on her face and was
Aw.
like, whatever you need. So,
Mama.
yeah, thanks to my
Mama,
mama.
we love you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Shout out to the fat guy that
Did my test.
tested your nose.
God.
Shout out to that
Skull
guy.
assaulted you. Shout out to Scoob and Serena for filling in.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
And Scoob and Lorena for this month's artist
Yeah,
of the
artist of the
month.
month.
Yes. Very
And
cool.
mentioning Skellington Curiosities. in
Is
the
this
Waco
your
one.
shout out or my shout out?
I'm going to take a sip on that one.
Go ahead, your shout outs.
Well, I was going to shout out you, but now I don't feel like it. I was gonna say he earned 1 billion kazillion brownie points because he bought me and surprised me with a cricket.
Yeah.
But now I think you just evened the scale out.
Oh, well, I think so
It's
too.
As long as I break even, I'm good.
If you want to go have a drink, bro, I got you.
It's okay.
We got gang.
We'll go back. We'll go back to the house and hang. You guys do whatever.
What about you guys?
Who you want to shout out to, Boo?
Shout out to our followers. Without y'all sharing and doing what you guys do to help us out, we wouldn't get out there to be able to support suicide awareness and prevention or
whatever the scenario may be.
Anything we do, you guys are a big part of it, and that doesn't go unnoticed for sure. So you guys are with us every time. So shout out to every single one of y'all that see what we do, like it, share it, talk about it. I do appreciate it. And can I have another one?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I've got one too.
Okay. Shout out to, of course, the Skeletons. I mean, ever since you guys have been here and started the store, and our families kind of got involved with your family. I think you guys are awesome people, and y'all have also been a big help and inspiration to what we've done and continue to do. And because of you guys, we're able to help.
I remember I found your Oddities page when we first were opening the store, and I was so fucking excited. I was like, oh my God, there's weird people here. I'm so excited. We were so worried when we moved here, we wouldn't find the right kind of people to fit in, because it's so known as being the Bible Belt and everything. So when I saw you guys, I was like, dude,
yeah,
we have to be friends.
And whenever I heard somebody was opening up an oddity shop in Waco, I was like, about fucking time, man.
Yep. Long overdue.
Somebody actually did it. They were able to get into a city and make them their bitch.
But no, I was going to give you guys a shout out too, because there's been days, that I'm kind of bored and the kids are driving me crazy because of COVID. Jesus.
COVID.
And so she's always like, come up here and do crafts with me. So yeah, I get to come up here and play with Kylie all day, and I get to play with Bane. He's amazing, by the way.
Thanks.
He's a good kid. We had a good time with you guys this past week. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
And Sean, your mic in there is still too tall. I can't sing.
Yeah.
I sent him a little picture the other day because I was trying to reach
Sean's microphone's up here.
So I was like,
we are vertically challenged.
we are. Literally.
Dope. Well, all right. We'll look them up and support and give us a like and a follow, and we will see you guys next time.
Subscribe.
Bye.
Stay spooky.